evening. I'm your host of Contemporary Living, Andre Hill, and this is my lovely co-host,
Melissa Farmer. Hello.
All right, and people normally ask, how did we meet? They always say, did we meet on Christian Mingle or anything like that? Actually, no, that is not how we met.
That's a running joke they're making fun of us.
No, we didn't meet on Christian Mingle. But what happened was August last year, Les Brown had an event in Chicago at the McCormick Center called Get Motivated, and they had a whole bunch of speakers come out. And one day my cousin Garrett came home. Shout out to Garrett.
Hey, Garrett.
came home and said, look, I got some tickets to the Les Brown event. I know you've been listening to him, and we're going to end up going to the event. So we ended up going to the event, and they had a spin-off event down in Palatine, Illinois. Now, ironically, we both was at the Les Brown event, but we didn't meet each other at that event. We met at the spin-off event.
We did.
Yeah. So that's how we end up meeting at the spin-off event down in Palatine, Illinois. How did you end up
Now,
doing that?
how I got to Palatine was that I went to the Get Motivated event, and then my girlfriend Q wanted to go to the real estate because it was a real estate spinoff event that was happening. I was interested in becoming a leasing agent, so this was kind of related. So she had sent a group text, and said the first person to give me the money for this spin-off event can go with me. And I was there, and I saw the guy that spoke about real estate, and he was really good.
Yes.
And do you remember his name? It's Smith.
John Smith. Now, he supposed to have been the original speaker.
Right.
That's who we originally went to see.
Right.
To see him, speak. But he didn't show up.
Right.
He had somebody else called Pip that showed up and did the show. But we wanted to hear John Smith because when he give his motivational speeches, he liked to cuss all day. Right. And we wanted to hear some cussing. Yeah, I want to hear some cussing, right? But he gives a clear-cut message, but he always cussing, what makes his stories more interesting. But long story short, at that event,
so that's how I got to Palatine.
Right, that's how you get to Palatine.
I purchased a ticket from Q, and the next story was actually how we met.
Yeah,
we met.
And those tickets were $500. I know we split it down the middle. My cousin got the laptop.
Right.
So
we're serious about our business.
Yeah. So, but anyway, long story short, we were sitting at a table of 4. And her friend Q was on the left-hand side. My cousin Garrett was on the far right. And we sat in the middle. So we was next to each other. And she had these little Sour Patches she kept giving me. She's like, you want some of these Sour Patches?
I offered you candy because you were sitting next to me. I'm a nice person.
That's how she got to my heart, was the Sour Patches. So when we get married, we're going to have Sour Patches at each table. Y'all know what it represents.
How nice.
But yeah, so anyway, the next day, because it was a 3-day event.
It was.
I know me and my cousin stayed for the 2 days. I think y'all ended up staying Saturday.
Yeah, because the drive was long from Chicago to Palatine, Illinois. So the next day we decided that we were going to stay overnight too.
Exactly. And then the next day, which was the Saturday, we didn't sit together because they kind of split everybody up. But the guy kept asking, Pip kept asking, well, anybody here married? Where my married people at, or people that's in a relationship? And I noticed he asked that question twice, but she never raised her hand. So I'm looking out the corner of my eyes in the back like, man, she ain't raised her hand, so that's good. So we ended up going to the movies that night to see the Johnny Depp movie.
All 4 of us.
Yeah, so we in there laughing and giggling, and my cousin Gary getting mad because he's like, y'all need to be quiet, y'all making too much noise. But we hit it all.
Yeah, I mean, Garrick really was upset that we were really engaged in conversation. But sometimes when you meet people and you just have that commonality and you're just talking and the conversation goes on and on, you actually forget where you are. We were in the middle of the movie theater just laughing and joking and talking to ourselves, and it was really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, and then we went on our first date, and she was just straightforward. You gonna pick me up or what? That's what she said.
I did not say it like that because no one's gonna date someone that says, well, you gonna pick me up or what?
Look,
Who does that?
Well, that's the chief in her. She was a chief for 20 years. She had that authority in her voice. So I ended up picking up. We ended up going down to Bar Louie's. We had some wings and some drinks, and we had a good time.
We did.
Yeah, so I'm glad, even though that $250 was worth it, because I ended up meeting the love of my life.
It really was.
She inspires me. She makes me better. She encourages me, and she's a support.
And I think, we've grown tremendously since, it's almost about a year now. And we're just having fun, and we just wanted to let the people that were interested in knowing about it know about it.
So now that's how we met. So we'll see y'all next go around.
Bye.